Whether you've had your Subaru for many years or you just bought one yesterday, there are common mistakes that I see people make with their Subaru, settings that they don't realize they have or how to adjust them. And so in today's video, I'm gonna cover 10 of the most common mistakes that I see new and old Subaru owners make each and every day. If you are new to my channel and you like Subarus, I make weekly videos all on Subarus. And if you want to follow along, consider clicking that subscribe button down below. First up on today's list is going to be on the key fob. So some of these little icons are hard to see, but you have a lock button on the top. You have the unlock for your hatch, or in some cases a power lift gate if yours has that, and your alarm button here. However, a lot of people skip this one because they don't realize that the Subaru Star Cluster logo is actually the button for your unlock. So sometimes I have people who are clicking the lock button thinking that they're also clicking the unlock. So that's just a quick thing on the key fob. The Subaru logo is a button and it unlocks the doors. Now, if you have this style key fob, you also have the ability from the driver door and the front passenger door to lock or unlock with the handle by just having the key in your pocket. All you have to do to lock is click on the little grooves right there. You'll hear the car beep and it's locked. And to unlock, you just put your hand on the inside of the handle and it unlocks for you automatically. Number two, let's talk about one big mistake people make with the touchscreen display. So this is a very large display. It's almost 12 inches tall. It's really nice for visibility, especially when you have your maps up there. However, this can be blinding at night if you have it set too bright. Now, probably most people know you can adjust the brightness over here with the dimmer switch. That's not really that new. If you weren't aware, that's how you do it. You scroll up or down, and that will adjust your brightness up and down just like that. Now, here's the mistake people make. You can set this to auto adjust, so that way as it gets darker outside, this will also get darker, these two displays, so that way it's not blinding you. And the way you do that is first, make sure that the left stalk, your light switch, is set to auto. And then down here, make sure that you don't have the two dots lined up. If you have those two dots lined up, this isn't going to auto adjust, and you can just adjust it anywhere down from there based on your own personal preference. I usually do just 1 or 2 notches down, so that way it stays relatively bright during the day in the sun and then it gets dim at night. Number 3, let's talk about mistakes people make with the Subaru hands-free power rear gate, where you can open the rear gate while your hands are full without having to click any buttons. Now, this is only available on certain models. For example, it's available only on the Subaru Outbacks 2020 and newer that are equipped with the power rear gate, and the 2025 and newer Subaru Foresters that are equipped with the power rear gate. So if your Outback is 2020 model year or newer and you know that it has a power rear gate, go up to the dash. One of the first mistakes people make is that they have the sensor turned off. If this button is pressed in like that, it's off. If you unpress it, it is on. And then what you want to do, go around to the back of the car, make sure you have your key nearby, just in your pocket or in your purse. Whenever you approach the car, don't put your hand up on the Subaru logo. The sensor is right there, but you want to hover your hand or your arm just a few inches away, not touching the logo, and it'll open up automatically. By the way, you might be wondering, why would Subaru even give you the option to turn the power rear gate hands-free option off? Well, that would be if you have your keys in your pocket and you're like me, maybe you made the mistake before where you're washing your car and you go like this with the sponge, it'll open up. Well, you probably don't want the car to open while you've got soap and water all over it. So that's why you would probably not want that on. Or if you do have the sensor on, just make sure you don't have the key with you so it doesn't open up. And starting in 2025, for the Subaru Foresters that have the power rear gate, here's how you do the hands-free option. First, you go up to the dash, just like the Outback, make sure the sensor is not turned off. And then we're gonna go around to the rear. Now, this is where it differs between the Forester and the Outback. The Outback has the sensor in the rear Subaru logo, but on the Forester, the sensor is in the rear bumper and it's kick activated. So the way this works is you have to have your key nearby, just like the Outback, and you kick in and out, center it up with the Subaru logo, you'll hear it beep and it'll open automatically. Now, something cool they added for the Forester that the Outback does not have is you can close this hands-free by doing the exact same thing. So you just kick straight in and out and it'll automatically close for you. Another quick tip here, make sure you're not kicking the rear bumper with your shin. That might hurt and it's not gonna work that way. Instead, kick up and aim for the sensor right here. You don't have to touch the bumper, but you just wanna hover it right here. So you just kick in and out and you'll hear it beep. Don't feel bad if you have trouble with the hands-free gate on the Forester, because I have even struggled with it, and it's been only over the last year that I've learned how to perfect it. So it takes time, takes a little bit of practice, but hopefully with these tips, you'll be able to do it properly now. The next common mistake is with remote start. If you get the wrong remote start, you might not get the best bang for your buck. And if you're like me, you're looking for where you're gonna get the most value for the amount of money you are spending. Now, traditionally, you have remote start available for your Subaru via a button on your key fob. This requires programming and is approximately around $750 USD, depending on where you're getting it installed. Alternatively, starting in around 2020, most of your Subarus now have the ability for remote start capabilities through the My Subaru app, and with the touch of a button, you can start and stop your car, you can adjust your climate controls, you can lock and unlock the doors, and the nice thing about this is that it works pretty much anywhere as long as you have cell phone service. And you see how quickly the car will start. So with the app, you don't have the range limitations like you would on your traditional key fob, and the upfront cost is incredibly low, especially whenever you're getting the car new. If you are buying a new Subaru, Subaru gives you a discount on this app capability. It's approximately $250 for the first 5 years of the subscription of the My Subaru app, and right now the going rate without the discount is about $150 a year. So you could effectively have the app for 8 years based on the current going rate and still spend less money than you would with getting the remote start installed on your key fob. Not only are you getting remote start with this level of the My Subaru subscription, but that also includes by default the roadside assistance and the accident alert, which is incredibly valuable if you are ever involved in an accident in your Subaru, and Subaru can send out first responders to you in those situations. Of course, this is my own personal opinion and everybody's entitled to their own, so you may not feel the same way, but at least now you know there are more options than just the traditional remote start. The next common mistake I see is how people connect their phone to their car. There are two common ways to connect your phone to your car. One is Bluetooth and one is through CarPlay. And depending on the year and the model, there's nuances here, but let me share with you some of the common mistakes. So a lot of people will connect their phone to the car because they want to be able to listen to music and take hands-free phone calls. So they'll do Bluetooth. However, if you go one step further, if you turn on your Apple CarPlay, or if you have Android, it's called Android Auto, this will give you those phone and text and music capabilities, but it also gives you one other really great feature, and that is the ability to have Google Maps or whatever your favorite navigation app is displayed up on the screen. Now, depending on the year of your Subaru, for example, the Outback first started in 2023, you have fully wireless Apple CarPlay Android Auto. Prior to that, you had to plug your phone into one of the USB cables down below there to be able to connect your phone for CarPlay. So yes, that's one additional step for some of the older Subaru models, but those are some capabilities that you have in your car that you may not realize are there. Number 6, a common mistake that people often make is with their voice command and how it operates. And really, this is at no fault of your own because you would just think it would work this way. So to do voice command, maybe you want to do a phone call, text, or do navigation, all hands-free, you would click this button.
Please say a command.
When you click it, the Subaru voice command pops up. It's very robotic, and for me, I don't think it works all that well. So I actually don't use this, and instead I use my Siri voice command using my iPhone all through the Apple CarPlay. Or if you have Android, you can do the same with your Google Assistant. And the way it works is you click and you hold this button instead of just tapping it. So you click and hold and wait for the little bubble to pop up over here on the screen. Take me to Bachman Subaru.
Getting directions to Bachman Subaru using Google Maps.
And just like that, that is how you set your voice command navigation using the voice command button. And this leads me to number 7. The next mistake that people often make is with the volume controls on their navigation. Again, this is something that is at no fault of your own. It's just kind of how this system works. So if you click start and you want turn-by-turn directions, make sure that you don't have it muted. So if you tap this, your volume is muted. If you untap it, the volume is on. Now you might still not hear your volume whenever you are driving. And the way you adjust this is with the navigation volume talking. So if it is giving you turn-by-turn directions, you can adjust, or you can click on the settings. So we'll tap the screen, click on the settings here. We'll go down to volume.
You can change navigation volume with your car's controls, but only when navigation is speaking.
And just like that, you can adjust the volume in that menu while the navigation is speaking. Number 8, let me show you the common mistake that people make when trying to connect their garage door opener to their interior mirror. Now, not every Subaru has what's called the Home Link mirror. If yours does, it'll look similar to this. You'll see 3 buttons here for individual garage doors. Yours may even have auto dimming on it. That's what this green button is. To connect your garage door opener, it's usually pretty simple. You click whichever button you want to link. So we'll click this one, and I'm going to link it to this first garage door button. We click and hold this up next to our mirror for about 4 to 5 seconds. Once it starts flashing green, that's usually a good indication that it's linked up and connected to your garage door. So now, instead of having to click this button, having it stored on your visor, you can do away with that and instead just click this to open and close your garage door. But here's the mistake, and oftentimes what I've ran into when trying to connect these garage door openers to customers' garages for them. What happens is maybe you lose this garage door opener. This is an original from LiftMaster, and instead I buy one third party from a hardware store or online somewhere, and it's not from LiftMaster. Some of those third party aftermarket remotes will not connect to these mirrors. I don't know which year this changed or if it's on all the new Subarus, but at some point that changed, and the non-OEM remotes typically do not connect to the mirrors. So if you're having trouble connecting your garage door clicker to your Home Link mirror, that's the first thing I would check. Make sure that you have your original remote, or if you don't have the original remote, get it replaced with it from your brand name. By the way, I might as well show you this while we are doing it, because I'm going to remove my remote from the mirror. If you're ever selling your car or want to remove your remote from the mirror for whatever reason, you click and hold number 1 and number 3 for a few seconds. Takes it just a little bit. It will start flashing, and then your remote will no longer be linked to the Home Link mirror. So there we go. It starts flashing green. Now whenever we click it, it's now flashing orange again because there's no remote connected to it. Subarus are really safe vehicles, and one of the things that help make them so safe is something called your Eyesight cameras. Most of your Subarus have at least 2 Eyesight cameras here, and then some of the newer ones even have a third one in the center. What this does is it acts as a separate set of eyes, helping you avoid collisions, so it can do the automatic braking system, your adaptive cruise control, and things like that. And the mistake that people make is that they will inadvertently block these cameras. Maybe you have a transponder to cross the bridges and you put it right here down in the center of the windshield, or maybe you have a dash cam and you put it down here low in the windshield. That can cause interference with your Eyesight cameras and therefore turn your emergency automatic braking off, which you would not want. Instead, what I do, I don't personally have a dash cam, at least not yet, so I haven't been able to test that out, but I do have a transponder, and it is just a sticker, just like this, very thin, low profile, and I have mine stuck on the inside of the windshield, either in the top left or in the top right. So that way it doesn't cause interference with those Eyesight cameras. Number 10, let's talk about seatbelt alarms, and then I have a bonus one for you if you want to stick around for number 11. So with the seatbelt alarms, most people know that if you have a passenger sitting in your seat, that you have to have your seatbelt clicked in place, otherwise the seatbelt alarm will go off, and it'll even get louder if you continue to ignore it. The mistake that people often make is that they may have bags or books or something in the back of their seat or in the front of their seat, and they may not realize that these are weight sensitive. So if there's enough weight in the seat, that can trigger the seatbelt alarm. So if you are going to have something back here that's heavy, either put it in the floor or fold this seat down, and that will completely eliminate that seatbelt alarm from going off. Number 11 really isn't a mistake, but it's a bonus tip that I want to share with you all today because not many people know about it. As many years as I've shared this with people on YouTube, there's still Subaru owners that don't know this exists. And that is a secret PIN code to be able to unlock your Subaru if you lose your key or damage your key and don't have a way to access the inside. Now, you have to have the PIN code set prior to doing this, so don't make the mistake of thinking you can just unlock the car without having the PIN code set. So the way you find this is on the hatch. There's a little button right here, a little rubber button, and you would set up a 5-digit PIN code to be able to unlock your car. Now, if you are interested in seeing how to set this up, I made a full detailed video. You can click on the YouTube card above to the right, where you can see how to set this up for yourself on your Subaru, and it's not just something that came out in the last few years. It has been on some Subarus for over a decade. So check it out, see if you have that PIN code, and follow the video for instructions on how to set it up for yourself. As you can see, there are a lot of things to cover on new Subarus, and if you have questions, leave those down in the comment section below. If you've come across anything or mistakes that you've made, things that you need help with, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Hope you all enjoyed this video, learned something new about your Subaru. If you did, please remember to click the like button before you go. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one.